why women fear quitting sugar and why it's also keeping them stuck. So I myself just did 30 days with no sugar, and I know it's the holidays, but that's the best time to really practice your discipline. Sugar can be really difficult to quit for a couple reasons. First of all, a lot of us use it as emotional support, right? Where is that sweetness in our life when we're having a time where we're feeling down, or something happens where you just feel like you need a little happiness boost, a little serotonin, a dopamine, you reach for that piece of chocolate. Or maybe it's that time of your cycle and you're needing some magnesium, so your body craves sweet, when really you just need the magnesium that's inside the chocolate, not the actual sugar part. There's always social pressures too, especially around the holidays, like you're not going to eat the pie or come out to cocktails with us or whatever it may be. That can be hard, really feeling like you are depriving yourself as well. That can be a hard one. A lot of women especially feel like if they're too restricted, that brings up old traumas, past failures as well, not feeling like you've been able to stick with it. All of these can make it difficult to stop sugar. But the reality of the situation is that all of those things can be true, and there's also solutions for all of them. So a lot of them we're using as excuses, but there are ways to get around that. And undeniably, sugar has a lot of hidden costs, and they're not even all hidden. They can impact our gut health. So, when you're having so much sugar, it actually can cause inflammation in the body, and it can cause energy roller coasters. It can cause hormonal chaos going on, especially if you're going for sugar instead of what your body really needs. Like maybe you're craving something sweet, but really it's because your body is wanting some antioxidants that come from berries, right? But instead you go for that cookie. That's not really what your body needs, and it's going to continue to crave sugar until it actually gets what it needs. So you keep eating the actual cookies and your body doesn't need that, right? So it's kind of this cycle. So you've got to be eating the right kinds of things to actually have your body be satisfied so you don't have those cravings. But in terms of, long-term effects, when you have all that inflammation in your body, that's when disease pops up, right? Whether it be an autoimmune condition, if your gut is inflamed, whether it be, something from your immune system like cancer, right? Whether it be, of course, things like diabetes, just from having too much high blood sugar. So a lot of reasons we want to avoid sugar. It can make our concentration harder, more ADHD, things like that. And having those ups and downs are just really hard on the body. So quitting sugar can actually be quite a game changer. And I know sometimes it feels like there's no way I could quit sugar because I crave it so much. And I often can feel like that. But keep in mind, sometimes when you're having sugar cravings, it's one, because you're not getting what you're needing, but two, it could be underlying things like you have candida overgrowth or parasites, that those things are actually craving, and it's not you that's craving. So you have some bugs in your system that are kind of controlling your mind. So sometimes we have to work on healing from those things. But a lot of people get immediate relief, like they just now don't have that joint pain that plagued them every morning, or they don't feel so inflamed or bloated, or their energy feels more stable. Really healing that gut can be beneficial in so many ways, but especially on the digestion side, having more emotional stability, moods that aren't going everywhere, feeling more confident because maybe you slimmed down, but also just being able to stick with something and be disciplined can really be fulfilling. So if you're going to start quitting sugar, maybe you're the kind of person who's just black or white. It's all or nothing. There are definitely people out there like that. There are also people who need to start small. Maybe you start cutting down. You don't have a cookie after every meal. Maybe it's only once a day. And then maybe you switch from sugar to more alternative sweeteners like stevia or monk fruit. Maybe you work on reframing your mindset, like, I'm needing something to sweeten my life right now. Maybe I could pet my dog or get a hug from my partner or my child or go on a walk in a meadow. Whatever it is that fulfills, gives you that sweet feeling in your life, you can reflect on that and start using it. But also just thinking, when I eat this bite of sugar, it's going to cause inflammation in my body for the next 6 weeks. So is that bite worth it? Ultimately, because a lot of times it's just immediate gratification, but then we feel awful afterwards. So really thinking about the consequences, not just the immediates. Definitely having support, other people who are doing it with you, accountability partners, a practitioner, just your family. That can certainly make it easier if you're quitting sugar, because then you can take everything out of the house, nothing to tempt you. Don't buy it, right? So then you don't eat it. Don't go to the grocery store when you are hungry. That's going to be helpful too. So definitely subscribe to this page to hear more tips about quitting sugar, alternatives, way you can combat illnesses that have cropped up from too much inflammation. But the main thing I want to say is that you are in control, right? This is about feeling empowered. This is about taking back your own health, and you have to make the choice to do that. It's all a choice. Yes, sometimes things are driving us like parasites or candida, but we can make the choice to heal from those so that we're not having these cravings all of the time. We can do some investigation because, years ago, we didn't even have all this sugar. It's not a necessity for life. It's something that mimics the same pathways in our brain as doing cocaine, right? It's as addictive as cocaine. So we have to just keep that in mind, that most of the food industry products are putting extra sugars in so that you become addicted to their product and want to keep buying it, right? Or Starbucks or whoever it is, so much sugar, so unnecessary. Like even if you just had 1 teaspoon in there instead of 48, I never quite understand that. But our taste has changed, and as you get rid of sugar, your taste buds will change again, and you'll actually start to notice like, wow, a carrot actually is really sweet. I hadn't noticed that before. So you'll start picking up on flavors, which is really, really fun. And you may actually notice that your body doesn't respond well to sugar, either from your symptoms getting better, or we had a practice member who came in and she was someone who felt like she could never give up sugar, but she did it. And she told us she went to a carnival shortly after and she just had 1 bite of one of those mini donut holes. She said she immediately threw it back up because it was so sweet to her. It actually was disgusting, right? And so when you take these things out for a time, you can actually see how your body will truly respond. But we all have so much inflammation all the time that it's difficult to see what is causing what or how it's making us feel. So that's the benefit of even taking it out for a time, so then you can see how you feel, and then you can really make the choice like, wow, is it worth it to eat that thing when I feel this bad? That's where the power is. So comment if you've tried to give up sugar, how it worked, what were some successful things that you did to help you come off sugar.